Nutrition, Chapter 6. Protein. Nutrition, Chapter 6. Protein. What element is found in protein that is not present in other nutrients? Answer: nitrogen. Differentiate between essential and non-essential amino acid. Differentiate between essential and non-essential amino acid. 9 non-essential, 11 body can produce adequate amount essential. 9 body cannot produce adequate amount. All must be taken in by food source. What is the amino acid pool? Answer: collection of collection of AAS that constantly supply with EAAS from dietary intake and NEWAS from synthesis in the liver allow cell to build protein properly. What is amino acid pool? Collection of AALS that constantly supply with EAAS from dietary intake and NEAAS from synthesis in the liver allow cell to build protein properly. Describe protein digestion absorption. Number 1, mouth mechanical digestion. Next is stomach, mechanical stomach muscle, enzymatic. Next is pepsinogen. Next is hydrochloric acid, convert pepsinogen to pepsin. Renin and product smaller polypeptides. Next is small intestine. Small intestine, pancreatic enzyme, trypsin inactive from trypsinogen. Next is chymotrypsin inactive from chyrosinogen. Carbopeptidase, instantanal enzyme, peptidase, dipeptidase, and product, dipeptidase and amino acid. Absorption through intestinal wall by active transport required vitamin B6. What happened? Where is excess protein from diet? Answer is increased dissemination, increased ammonia, and keto acid health effect, increased risk of CAD, some cancer, and osteoporosis. How can nitrogen balance study be used to determine protein requirements? How can nitrogen balance studies be used to determine protein requirements? Answer is measurement of amount of nitrogen entering body compared with amount excreted. 0. Equilibrium, positive or negative balance can determine how much protein in person. List the function of protein in the body. Answer is 1. Growth and maintenance. Next, 2. Creation, communication, catalyst. Next is immune system response. Next is fluid electrolyte regulation. Number 5, acid-base balance. Number 6, transportation. Next question. Describe the difference between complete and incomplete protein. Complete protein contains an adequate proportion of all 9 of essential amino acid. A complete lacks 1 or more essential amino acid. Protein or amino acid. Number 1, class of nutrient that include molecules made up of 1 or more intertwining chain of amino acid. Number 2, contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Number 3, play crucial roles in biological process. Next is large complex molecule found in cell of living things. Next is help facilitate many of body function. Protein too big in the body. First, the water. Source of protein, animal product, meat, beef, poultry, pork, fish, egg, and dairy. Properties, high in B vitamins, iron, zinc, and calcium. Properties, high in vitamin B, iron, zinc, and calcium. Plant product, grain, nuts. Nuts is almond, walnut, pecan, pistachio. Legumes, starchy seed of plant, peas, peanut, beans, soybean, and lentils. Property, low amount of iron, zinc, calcium, and B vitamins. High fiber and phytochemicals. Plant complete protein is soy and buckwheat. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. Amino acid contain carbon, hydrogen, acid group, amino group, nitrogen containing, and side chain. Amino acid. There are hundreds of proteins, but only 20 amino acids commonly occur naturally. Amino acid, there are hundreds of proteins known, but only 20 amino acids commonly occur naturally. 9 are essential. The body cannot make and must come from the diet. 11 are non-essential. 9 is essential, 11 are non-essential. 11 are non-essential, it's sometimes called dispensable. 11 are non-essential or called dispensable. The body can make them by using nitrogen from essential, AA, and piece of CHO and fats. Essential amino acid, histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. Non-essential amino acid, alanine, arginine, asparagine, aspartic acid, cytosine, glutamic acid, glutamine, glycine, proline, serine, and tyrosine. BCAA, it's called athletic drink. BCAA, it's called athletic drink. Conditional essential amino acid. Conditionally essential amino acid, when non-essential amino acid become essential under certain circumstances. It is known as conditional essential. For example, the body uses phenylalanine essential to make tyrosine non-essential, but the diet fails to provide pelanin or person has PKU, a genetic disease, then tyrosine become conditional essential. People who rely on protein and amino acid supplement instead of whole protein from food can experience deficiency in certain amino acid. People who rely on protein and amino acid supplement instead of whole protein from food can experience deficiency in certain amino acid. What a scientist sees in phenylketonuria, or called PKU, disorder that affect the way the body process protein affect the way body process. Phenylketones toxic the brain. Structure of proteins. A peptide bond. Peptide bond is a chemical bond formed when the amino group of amino acid bind with the acid group another create peptide. Number 1, dipeptide, 2 amino acid. Next is tripeptide, 3 amino acid. And polypeptide chain, many amino acids join together. Hydrolysis, break down peptide bond. Hydrolysis, break down peptide bond. The shape of protein. The shape of protein is essential to its function. Number 1, the shape of protein, collagen gives strength to tendon and ligament. Number 2, the spherical shape of the protein, hemoglobin, contribute to the proper functioning of red blood cell. Contribute to the proper function of red blood cell. Number 3, the line shape of protein is muscle allow the muscle to change shape during contraction. Linear shape of protein in muscle allow the muscle to change shape during contraction. Protein. Secondary. Primary structure, the amino acid sequence. Primary structure of protein, the amino acid sequence. Next is secondary structure with folding. Secondary structure with folding as result of hydrogen bonding. Next is tertiary structure with secondary folding caused by interaction within the polypeptides and immediate environment. Tertiary structure, secondary folding caused by interaction within polypeptide and immediate environment. Tertiary structure, polypeptide and immediate environment. Quaternary structure, the relationship between individual and subunit. Denaturation. Denaturation, alteration of protein three-dimensional structure due to agitation, heat, acidic, and basic condition. Agitation, the stiffening of egg white when they are whipped. Heat, processing, cooking, hardening of an egg when is cooked. Acidic and basic conditioning. Stomach and curdling of milk when acid is added. Acidosis and alkalosis, low high blood pH. Protein alcohol, Protein uncall. After this occurred, the protein no longer function as naturally did before. What is the essential to diet to help break down peptide bonds? Break down the peptide bond. Answer is water. Where does protein synthesis take place? Actual making of protein molecule. Where does protein synthesis take place? Actual making of protein molecule. Answer is take place in cytoplasm of the cell. Take the place cytoplasm of the cell. Kwashiorkor and marasmus accord same time. Kwashiorkor and marasmus can accord same time. Answer is yes. How many nutrients not for digestion and absorption? Digestion and absorption. Mechanical digestion begins the mouth when chewing. Break down the food. Next is chemical digestion. Chemical digestion begin in stomach. Hydrochloric acid denature protein. Hydrochloric activate pepsin. Pepsin break peptide bonds, leaving shorter and polypeptide. Next is chemical digestion continues in the small intestine. Number 1, pancreatic enzyme. An enzyme in microvilli of the intestine further break down polypeptides for absorption. Next is the majority of protein digestion occur here. The majority of protein digestion occur here in small intestine. Single amino acid, dipeptides and tripeptides can be absorbed into the mucosal cell of the small intestine. Single amino acid, peptides and tripeptides can be absorbed into the mucosal cell of the small intestine. These use different transport system and amino acid can compete for absorption. Dipeptides and tripeptides are further broken down into single amino acid. Dipeptides and tripeptides are further broken down into single amino acid. Single amino acid then pass into the blood and are brought to the liver. Amino acid pool. Amino acid available for use in the body. Number 1, from the diet or breakdown of body protein. Number 2, used to make other protein or chemical. For example, DNA, RNA, and histamine. Number 3, used to provide energy or make glucose or fatty acid. Used to provide energy or make glucose or fatty acid. Synthesizing proteins. The instruction for making proteins are contained in the genes and nucleus of the cell. Genes, a length of DNA that contain the information needed to synthesize a polypeptide chain. Regulating protein synthesis. The type of protein made when they are made are carefully regulated by gene expression. Gene expression, the process by which cell use gene to make protein. Gene expression, the process by which cell use gene to make protein. Not all genes are expressed in all cells at all times. Number 1, only the protein needed are made at any given time. Gene expression is influenced by genetic background and nutrients. Transcription. Transcription, a stretch of DNA in the nucleus, is used as a template to make strand of RNA, known as messenger RNA. After this, the mRNA strand crosses the nuclear membrane into cytoplasm of the cell, taking the coding instruction with it. Translation. Translation, the mRNA attaches itself to one of the ribosome, protein-making machine. mRNA species the sequence in which amino acid line up for synthesis of protein. Transfer RNA, tRNA collect amino acid from the cell fluid and bring them to the mRNA. Each of the 20 amino acid has a specific tRNA. Once the protein is made, tRNA is released to be recycled and used again. Structural protein, cell membrane, organelles, cell fluid or cytoplasm. Body part, skin, hair, ligament, tendon, and bones. Enzyme, assist biochemical. Most chemical reaction in the body requires enzyme. Transport, other protein in the blood and across membrane. Immunity, safety. Number 1, skin barrier from bacteria. Number 2, blood clotting in case of injury. Antibodies protect the body from foreign invader. Movement, muscle contraction. Hormones regulate biological process. Regulate fluid balance, maintain proper acidity of blood. Energy under certain situation. A condition characterized by loss of muscle and fat mass and increased susceptibility to infection that result from long-term consumption of insufficient amount of energy and or protein to meet the body needs. Types is kwashiorkor, pure protein deficiency, kwashiorkor, pure protein deficiency. Marasmus, overall energy deficiency. Marasmus, overall energy deficiency. Marasmus is cause of fluid retention or dilemma. Breastfeed baby to 6 months. Best way of avoid malnutrition. Breastfeed baby to 6 months. Best way of avoid malnutrition. Food allergies. Food allergies, an adverse immune response to a specific food protein. Number 1, side effect. Rash, respiratory distress, GI distress, death. Number 2, most common allergies, milk, egg, peanut, trees nut, whey, soy, fish, shellfish. Number 3, allergies to fruit, vegetable often occur in late life. Allergies to fruit, vegetable often occur in late life. Celiac disease. Celiac disease, an allergy to the protein gluten found. Celiac disease, an allergy to protein gluten found in whey, barley. Symptoms are not immediate and allergy is difficult to diagnose. Food intolerance. Food intolerance, an adverse reaction to food that does not provoke the immune system. Food intolerance, an adverse reaction to food that does not provoke the immune system. Nitrogen balance. Nitrogen balance, number 1, in healthy adult, protein synthesis balance, degradation. Number 2, protein intake balance with nitrogen excreted in urine, feces, and sweat. Number 3, when nitrogen intake, nitrogen output, a person is in nitrogen balance. Number 4, nitrogen balance study are used to estimate protein requirements. Negative nitrogen balance. Negative nitrogen balance, if the body degrades more than its synthesis and lost protein, nitrogen status become negative. Number 1, people who are starving. Number 2, burn victims. Number 3, surgery. Number 4, infection. Number 5, fever. Their output exceed their intake because muscle and other body proteins are being broken down for energy. Positive nitrogen balance. Positive nitrogen balance, if the body makes more protein than it breaks down, the body is in positive nitrogen balance. Pregnant, lactating women. Number 2, growing infant, children, adolescent, people gaining weight or muscle mass. These people retain the protein to make new tissues, blood, bones, skin, and muscle cells. So they do not excrete as much nitrogen as they take in. Meeting protein needs. Meeting protein needs are DA requirements. Number 1, 0.8 kilogram of healthy body weight for adult. Number 2, with more weight, more protein is needed for maintenance and repair. Number 3, 89 kilograms or 196 pounds adult male. Male, equivalent 71 gram of protein day. Number 4, average male consumption equal 100 grams of protein a day. RDA requirements, 0.8 grams kilogram of healthy body weight for adult. Number 2, with more weight, more protein is needed for maintenance and repair. Number 3, 89 kilograms, 196 pounds, adult male, equivalent 71 grams of protein a day. Number 4, average male consumption equals 100 grams of protein a day. Higher needs in infant during pregnancy and lactation after injury and athletes. Pregnant lactating woman, add 25 grams of protein a day. Pregnant lactating woman, add 25 grams of protein a day. Recommended to consume between 10% or 35% of total, somewhere in the middle. Recommended to consume between 10% or 35% of total. Protein complementation. Protein complementation, the process of combining proteins from different sources so that they collectively provide all the essential amino acid needed. Protein complementation, the process of combination protein from different sources so that they collectively provide all essential amino acid needed, often used by vegetarians to ensure all proteins needs are met in the plant-based diet. Complementary food do not need to be eaten at the same meal, so eating a variety of plant food throughout the day can still provide needs. Protein quality. Protein quality is determined by how good the protein is providing the body with all essential amino acid. Protein quality is determined by how good the protein is at providing the body with all the essential amino acid. High quality protein, complete protein. Number 1, contain all 9 essential amino acid. Contain all 9 essential amino acid. Number 2, more easily digested. Number 3, from animal and soy protein and quinoa. From animal and soy protein and quinoa. Incomplete protein. Incomplete protein, number 1, lower in one or more essential amino acid. Number 2, most plant protein more difficult to digest. Number 3, use complementary protein. Vegetarian diet. Vegetarian diet, reason to vegetarian is economic, common reason in developing countries, limited land, grow animals. Animal source are more costly. Reason to be vegetarian, economics, common reason in developing country, limited land to grow animal source are more costly. Number 2, religion. Number 3, health concern. Number 4, personal ethics. Number 5, environmental awareness. Non-vegetarian includes all types of animal product. Semi-vegetarian, occasional red meat, fish and poultry as well as dairy product and eggs. Lacto-vegetarian, exclude animal flesh and egg but does not include dairy product. Vegan, exclude all food of animal origin. Benefit, vegetarian benefit versus risk. Vegetarian benefits, lower body weight, increased fiber. Diet, number 2, diet more filling. Reduce risk of chronic disease. Number 1, decrease obesity. Number 2, less saturated fat. Number 3, higher in fiber, vitamins, mineral, antioxidant, and phytochemical. Risk, protein deficiency when complementary protein are not used, when there are increased need, vitamin mineral deficiency, vitamin B12 and vegans, calcium, and vitamin D.